Hello everyone, and welcome to New Bedford Creative, where we go behind the scenes and talk to the people who are in arts, culture, and creativity here in the city of New Bedford. It's my pleasure to be with you today. My name is Margo Saulnier. I'm the creative strategist for the city of New Bedford. Welcome. Today we are standing in the Steeple Playhouse. It is currently still a construction zone, but we are getting a behind the scenes look from Eric Paradis here, who is an actor, a director, a producer, a volunteer with your theater, and what else? Anything else you do? Lots of stuff,
Lots
right?
of different committees and teams and community liaison for your theater as well. So.
Great. So give us a little preview. What's been happening in this building?
Well, for 9 years we've been planning this with Whale, Waterfront Historic Area League, the City of New Bedford, and the parish that used to own this building. And we started discussions about repurposing the building, bringing it back to its former glory, and making it into a performing arts center.
Amazing. Now, your theater hasn't been in this space yet. Where have you been performing? And tell us a little bit about, because you've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Longer than you've been alive.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, certainly. 76 years. 1946 was founded. And we've been kind of nomads of the theater world in the area. We've continuously operated every year, but have been in a number of different spaces, from a small bakery on Parker Street to Maxfield Street location where the Quest Center is now, and now currently where we have been for about 20 years in the Fellowship Hall at St. Martin's Church.
And I attended the last show that you directed. Mm-hmm. It was really fabulous. How was that for you? It was a successful run.
Yeah, it was a great run. A modern piece of theater, some new actors to your theater, some people who have been working with us for a number of years, which is kind of how we operate, right? We're community theater, so there's always new people coming in from the community, participating in theater, and it was a great production. We had a lot of fun with it.
Okay, that was good. That was good. Be careful. Be careful not to be looking upstage all the time. You know what I mean? You can say a lot of your lines out into the middle of the room and out into the audience, you know. I simply don't understand why they must put it on everything. That could just be said. I simply don't understand why they put it on everything. You don't have to be looking at your scene partners to get that out, okay? Yeah. All right, lights down. And don't forget, right? Don't be afraid to start in the music, right? There's been a little bit of dead space there, but that's all right. All right, lights down, music's playing.
Didn't she look precisely like Bing's little perfect little Mary?
I think it's best if I go.
Oops, I mean Marta.
I shouldn't be here.
Sit tight, she didn't mean that.
I most certainly did.
She really
The moment
didn't
I saw
mean
her,
that.
I thought, Marie.
Okay,
Marie.
good.
Rats.
Stop there. Bing, we told her 8. I told her I'd be back at 8. And it's nearly 11.
Yeah.
So even if she cuts you off, you can continue saying that to yourself.
Say it?
Yeah, say it to yourself. And
like, I told her back it's nearly 11.
yeah, right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, she just says, "Oh yes, that's right."
Oh, okay.
She doesn't say Marta.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
I see.
Right.
So the first time she actually says it, "Lovely, I'm so happy for you,"
and Marta.
and say. And Marta, and say it earnestly, right?
Okay.
And that way you can be like, "Oh, you just said Marta." Okay.
Yep.
And then you say you both should come by sometime, and really mean it. Be like, yeah. And then you're going to be confused by that, and you know you don't want to do it. No, I don't think so. I don't think I would like that. And say that in honesty. It's not sarcastic. It's you're saying it in such a way that you feel like you could do it, but it would upset you too much, okay? And you're kind of being honest with him at that moment, all right?
Tell him you didn't mean that.
I most certainly did. Enough about Marta. I don't want to discuss Marta. I want to have more wine.
Good. Okay. See, now I like that. Of course I meant it. Enough about Marta. Of course I meant it. And then it's a beat. Enough about Marta. All right. You've had it. Enough about Marta. And then you move on, and then you speed back up. I liked how you slowed right down, and you took that moment, right? And that's the moment you want to take. It's that realization moment.
That's the right amount of pause.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Just afraid of that dead air.
No, having dead air in a fast-moving show done purposefully and selectively has a very high amount of power.
Okay.
Because it puts the brakes on everything and says, okay, this is a moment that you need to be listening to, audience. There's a beat here, and we want you to, yeah, right here, kids, okay? Yeah, right here, right? Yeah, it's the narcissistic side of acting, right? So when you have that moment, you can take those moments and pull them out.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what community theater is? What makes it so special?
Community theater is special because it's volunteer-based, right? None of us are paid for what we do. I don't get paid to be a director. I don't get paid to be an actor. I don't get paid to do the lights and sound. It's truly a grassroots nonprofit that engages the community and community members, and that we do all of the work, all the heavy lifting. Theater's hard. It's a passion project, and the people that do it because they love it, and they work full-time jobs doing other things, but still remember that they've got this theater in their blood.
That is so amazing. Now, this, where we're standing right now, is a huge opportunity for your theater as well as others. So what do you envision this space?
Well, we're looking at it as a small to medium-sized performing arts center. That can encompass a lot of different things, right? We can host conferences because we have 3 distinct spaces that can be used simultaneously. We could host theater. We'll have 2 functioning theaters in the space, one large theater that you see here, and then another black box style theater in the lower level. And then, like I said, a third space that will accommodate anywhere from 20 to 30 people at a time for meetings, rehearsals, what have you. So there's a lot of functionality here. Your theater is going to be the owner and permanent resident here, but we hope to host a number of different groups in various aspects of performance and rehearsal.
So we're filming this, it is 2023, it is cold out right now.
Yeah.
But this is for many, many years moving forward, correct?
Absolutely. This is a long-term project. Your theater plans on being around for a long time. We've got a lot of great experience producing theater at a pretty high level, but now we're at an opportunity to match up our professionalism with our artistic side and become a great arts organization for the city. So we really think this is going to help to continue to boost that cultural renaissance that's been going on in the downtown area with arts organizations. So we're really excited about it.
Do you have can you give us a preview of what everyone's been talking about putting on in this space?
Well, your theater on our own, we're going to do anywhere from 5 to 7 major productions per year, which encompass over 2 weekends. We also do a number of smaller productions through the course of the year, dotted between those larger productions. But we also expect other arts groups like Sea Glass Theater, and maybe even the Collective or Reverie Theater Group, that they may want to use this space. We're going to have full lighting and sound rig. We've got staging and lots of capability. So it's kind of a nice thing for other groups to just walk in and use and not have to carry in a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So community theater is really great, especially if you've never experienced working in the theater before. That last show that I saw, Proclivities, it was so well done. I could not believe that these were all volunteer actors and director, right?
Yep.
Can you walk us through the process, from casting through the final production of what it takes to put on a community theater show?
Well, first it takes a lot of work just determining what shows the theater is going to do. And there's a team of people that work together with the approved directors that have been trained on how to direct at your theater, because there's directing at other places and there's directing with our group. And then once we've chosen a season, then you work through the casting process. We do an open casting call, so anyone in the community can come and audition for a show. That's what makes it community theater. And the cast is selected, and then you go through usually anywhere from a 6 to 9 week, sometimes 10-week rehearsal process. where we have anywhere from 2 to 4 rehearsals per week for a number of weeks. And then we go into a 2-week production schedule where we actually do 8 performances over 2 weekends.
Okay, Dr. Miniker comes out. He does his first bit on this side of the stage. Really, it's a
horrible shame.
Lights down.
That's exactly what I said.
Exactly! Cilantro?
Well, I don't
The
understand.
thoughts that come out of your mouth.
Well, I was explicit.
Oh, I'm sure.
Be nice.
Me?
Why can't you be?
More wine?
I simply don't understand why they have to put it on everything.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Montero, and my experience with your theater was I actually first heard about it. I was reading the newspaper and I saw an ad that was looking for actors with no experience that were just looking to, that enjoyed theater, and so I came out to an audition. So that's how I came about it. I did a little bit of theater when I was in high school, and now as like a working mother, it was just something that I'd always wanted to do, and I find joy doing it. This character, I really like. Her name is Shonda. She has a little bit of an attitude and very different from me in my own personal life. So it's fun to play someone like that. My process of learning lines is I usually actually read lines with my daughter. She's really good about practicing with me and rehearsing with me. So we kind of make it like a family affair when I'm going through the process of developing a character.
Hi, I'm Richie Oliver, and this is my first production with your theater. I was originally doing productions with a group called The Collective, and I wanted to branch out, try different things, and Eric actually called me, the director, called me for this role that I'm doing called Bing, and asked me to come in and read, and now I really like this group of people. I really like working with everybody, and I want to do more productions with them. This play has been really cool. Making a play is always a big challenge. I haven't done a play like this in terms of a full script, sit down, read-throughs, and everything in staging in about 5 years. So this is really my foray back into community theater and acting. I did it all through college. I was able to direct an original play I wrote in college, and that was a blast. And since college, I've been doing smaller things. I've been in a number of improv troupes and things, and it's really cool to get back into the world of acting again.
Hi, my name is Mark. I play Doug in this production of Proclivities. A big part about putting together any sort of play for me is repetition. Repetition. And, you just got to hammer down all these scenes. Every single scene that you'll see in this show, has been just absolutely hammered into the floor, the very floorboards of this building. Like, 100 years from now, if you held your ear to it, you'd hear more wine. And, I think that's super important. A lot of people don't realize how much just practice and, again, repetition goes into putting together one of these productions. I've done a lot of work doing Shakespeare and things like that, and it all comes down to just, nailing it into your head.
My name is Riccio, and I played Georgia in Proclivities. It's been a really interesting process because I have done a lot of things for your theater. I've stage managed, I've directed, I've written shows, and you get to see the process from all different angles. But every single play kind of follows a similar process here at your theater and in the theater world as well, where you get together for a reading, you meet all the new actors, and you come together, read the script aloud, you hear each other for the first time, you hear it different than when you read it for the first time in your head, and you get to see what everybody brings to the table, and it's really cool.
My name is Pedrica, and I am playing Dr. Phil Miniker in Proclivities here at your theater. So I have some experience from high school being in theater productions. I was in a couple of the high school drama club plays. Then I thought I would go to film school to make movies and act in them, which was a great experience, but I didn't really have the drive or motivation to really push myself in that. And because I mean, even those who do have drive and motivation don't necessarily succeed. It's a lot of luck. But after that, I kind of went on hiatus till I decided to pick up some local theater, and I got involved with the Collective, which is another New Bedford-based theater group. And through that, I came into your theater, and Eric actually directed me in my first performance, which was Adam's first job here, which was a great experience. And then I performed in another production here for James Sanguinetti, Finders Keepers, and then this is the third one that I'm participating in. Your theater is great, and I really enjoy being a part of them.
You read about it in the paper, you see it on the TV, you'd be wishing you moved the waters.
My name is Tim Kimani. I am from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, but originally born and raised in Kenya, Africa. And I've been here for a little over 15 years. I studied theater in college, Bridgewater State College, and I love acting. It's just a fun way to live many different lives. What drew me to your theater in New Bedford was open casting call that they had for A Raisin in the Sun that they were gonna put on a few years ago at this point. And we showed up to auditions, and it went really well, but then COVID happened, and I don't know at what point you're watching this, but that was a crazy time. But COVID happened, and that was shut down, but I was in the email list, and so they contacted me when something went up, and that something happened to be the show Second Samuel.
If someone wanted to be involved with your theater, wanted to audition or try out for one of the backstage roles, how would they go about and do that?
So there's a lot of different roles, right? So it's not just on stage roles, but it's backstage roles, it's ushering, there's office duties, there's board committees as well as board seats. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get involved with a nonprofit organization like ours. You simply just reach out to us through our website or by calling our office, and someone from the volunteer team will get in touch with you and find out what it is that you're interested in. If you're just interested in acting, we can put you on a list. You get an email from us, or if you see a notice posted, you can certainly just respond that way. If you have some questions about what it's like to volunteer with us or what some of the jobs are like, we're happy to answer those. There's a lot of opportunities.
Great. And putting on a renovation like this, even partnering with Whale, it takes a lot of capacity, a lot of financial resources. Are you still fundraising
Absolutely.
To finish this project?
Yeah, I mean, the fundraising is still ongoing. We're still applying for grants. I mean, it's a 200-year-old building, and it's got a 100-year-old new addition. And there's been a lot of surprises. COVID has certainly thrown us a number of curveballs. The supply chain and labor shortages, I mean, the prices of everything going up, doubling, tripling in some cases, has been a real hindrance to the project. Plus, every time you open up a wall or a floor, there's always something that you don't expect in a building like this. Partnering with Whale was the only way that this was going to get done, because we can do theater and that's about where our skill set ended. So when we saw the opportunity to satisfy one of Whale's most important mission points, which was preserving, stabilizing, and then repurposing this building, and then matching that with our desires of having a permanent place to do our art, it was a great marriage. And again, we couldn't do it without Whale, but this fundraising is still ongoing. I mean, we're still trying to figure out how we're going to finish it.
Okay, so if people want to support you, they can go to the website and find out how they can support your theater.
Your theater website certainly will get you information on how to donate to this project, but you can also go to Whale's website and donate directly to this project for sure.
I like how you said it's a 100-year-old new addition. That is really funny.
That's the part that we have the fewest problems with, although it does have its problems. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. And you said earlier that there still is a congregation that's here, so is preserving the same religion that has been practicing in this space?
Yeah, the First Baptist Parish will continue to practice here. There is a chapel in the new wing, and that space is being outfit to to their needs, so that they have a very small parish, but they continue to function. And they'll be essentially the first tenants of the building that they sold to us many years ago.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we have a co-stewardship agreement with them where if they ever wanted to really use this space, the larger space here, they certainly could, but they have their own dedicated space too.
Excellent. And like you said, when the space opens, anyone will be able to rent the space pending availability of what's happening.
Yeah, we're talking to groups constantly right now. There's a lot of interest in the space because of its location and the things that it provides. So we're talking to local groups right now about developing partnerships going forward, and that's exactly what we need to do.
Great, and I love that because it's all about collaboration here in New Bedford. Do you know what the seat capacity will be when you open?
We have some estimates. This largest theater space here that's behind us is probably going to be somewhere between 150 and 200 people. And that'll depend on the size of the stage. The stage will be adjustable. The black box space, which is below this, is going to seat anywhere from 40 to 60 people. Depends on what the city gives us for capacity. And like I said, there's a third space. It's a multi-use space that will probably be rated for 20 to 40 people.
Awesome. So is it possible for us to go check out some of those additional spaces?
Yeah, I mean, they're unfinished, but they're definitely there to look at.
Okay, come on, let's go.
So what you see in here right now is all of the pews that we have saved for the main space, so this will be our theater seating. But once this is cleared out, this room will hold anywhere from 20 to 30 people as a multi-use space, meetings, rehearsals, and another one of the spaces that will have a piano in, so that when groups come in, they could potentially use that.
That's really needed. I've heard from many theater groups who would love rehearsal space with pianos or musicians.
Right.
So that's excellent. All right, this is very cool too, having all of these. This is like an art piece in and of itself, like all of these pews.
Modern art using ancient tools.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not sure how old these seats are, but it definitely makes an interesting modern art piece.
It does.
This does make a lot of sense for green room space because of its proximity to the stage.
Where will the First Baptist, where do they hold their?
Below us.
Oh,
so their chapel space is the first floor of this building.
Okay. Yep. Very cool. All right, let's go see the black box space.
Okay. So this space back here is going to be a dedicated green room space for actors and participants in shows. And then on the far side, that whole area back there is going to be dedicated workshop space, scene building, as well as maintenance for the building. And then this whole area right here will be generally a black box stage area, and then the seating will encompass the rest of the space, but it'll all be flexible seating. So if somebody wants to come in here and do cafe style tables, or they want to do theater in the round, they can do all of that. It'll be fully flexible in here, so we'll have a lot of functionality for different needs.
I love that. There's a little skeleton right in
the guys decided to leave some exposed wood there because they just thought it was cool, and so did we. So yeah, this is the elevator for the handicapped access. So to get upstairs, you would come around, and there's a ramp right here to come in the City Hall side, and then obviously the lift is right there and just takes you up to the main theater space.
Okay, can we walk up?
Yeah.
Now? Okay.
Absolutely.
You were mentioning earlier about this being a historic building that, so can you give us an example of what are the kind of things that you had to work around?
Well, we got significant state tax credits, historic tax credits that Whale applied for, and because of those, there were a lot of things that we had to make sure that we preserved for the building. The exterior of the building hasn't been changed at all, except for adding HVAC units and things like that. But these two architectural features on either side of what used to be the altar space for the congregation were never intended to be touched. Because of their distinct features, we're working around them, and in fact, we're going to be putting the stage in front of that, and that's one of the reasons why the stage is going to be flexible. We'll be able to break it down into small pieces or make the stage full size, and then we'll have a curtain rig. There's going to be a full lighting rig above this whole area with a truss system, so it's going to be fully functional from multiple angles, because eventually, if we wanted, we could do theater in the round where we could put a stage or do something on the floor right here and then configure the seats around that.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Eric, for showing us around and giving us the tour, and good luck with everything. I'm looking forward to coming to opening night.
We're looking forward to having you. Thanks for coming by.
All right. As we've learned, Your Theater is a nonprofit, volunteer, community theater group. Founded in 1946 by Mary A. Smith, the theater has been in continuous operation ever since, producing 4 to 7 shows each season. The organization offers an annual scholarship for students pursuing the arts, and every year, New Bedford Jazz Fest is produced by and for the benefit of Your Theater. I'd like to thank the cast and crew of the play Proclivities for giving us a behind-the-scenes look at their process at St. Martin's Church on Rivet Street, and Eric Paradis for providing us a sneak peek at their new venue, Steeple Playhouse on William Street. Your Theater provides training in all areas of theater, including acting, set construction, makeup, and theatrical design, no matter how much or little experience in the fields you may have. If you are interested in joining Your Theater or attending one of their upcoming performances, visit their website at yourtheater.org. I'm your host, Margo Saulnier, and I'd like to thank you for watching another episode of New Bedford Creative. You know, in addition to being a television series on New Bedford Cable Network, we manage the City of New Bedford's Arts, Culture, and Tourism Fund. And we have a lot of great resources available, including a creative directory featuring profiles of over 100 artists and a calendar of events where you can find many exciting entertainment options such as live music, art exhibits, kids and family events, and theater productions of plays and musicals. I invite you to visit our website at newbedfordcreative.org. Until next time, stay curious and be creative.